Daniel Bacchus preparing powder vial video. Alright, I've made my calculations. I need 9.5 milliliters of sterile water to add to the dry powder solution in the second vial. Okay, so first I need to clean all my surfaces, all my critical sites. Get my alcohol swab, first alcohol swab, open it and clean the injection port. 1, 2, set it aside. Open up my salute, throw my caps away. Clean the first vial. 1, 2. Clean the second vial with the new alcohol swab. 1, 2. Set those aside. And now I need to open my syringe aseptically and my needle. Starting with syringe, open it aseptically, holding it aseptically with the barrel facing away towards the HEPA filter. Dispose of the trash. Gonna open my needle aseptically with it facing away towards the HEPA filter. Gonna join the two together. Dispose of my trash. I need 9.5 milliliters of sterile water. So I'm going to uncap my needle, set the cap on the alcohol swab, hold it straight up, all my fingers on the barrel of the syringe, and draw up 9.5 or 9.5 milliliters of air. Alright, and now I need to inject this air into the vial of sterile water. Bevel facing up, 45-degree angle, halfway in, down, and then I do my finger C method, turn it up, hold it, turn it, get that window. Alright, and now slowly milk it, injecting the 9.5 milliliters of air into the syringe. Gonna pull up a needle a little bit so I can get some more fluid. I have some air bubbles, so I need to rock or invert it, seesaw. Check for my air bubbles. Got all my bubbles. So now I need to get more air or more fluid. So I need to withdraw 9.5 milliliters of sterile water. I have some air bubbles in there I need to get rid of. So draw up the 9.5. There it is. Check one last time for air bubbles. Knocked out little air bubbles. Alright, now set it down. And invert it. Now I need to inject this 9.5 milliliters of sterile water into the dry solution of the drug. And as you can see, I did not shadow. I grabbed it from the bottom and pulled it towards me. Alright. And now I'm going to insert this into the needle. And I'm going to take the needle and insert it into the dry powder vial. Halfway in and down. And now I need to reverse milk it. Reverse milking. Get all the fluid out. And turn it. And invert it. Alright, now I need to recap this needle. So I need to grab it. Recap the needle, bring the needle to me, and scoop. Alright, recapping. And now close the syringe and close the plunger, pushing down like so. I'm going to hold it, and now I am going to mix up the dry solution with the sterile water. I'm going to swirl it. I'm going to turn it, invert it. I want to make sure that all the dry powder solution at the bottom of the vial mixes up. I'm going to swirl it, turn it, swirl it, turn it, swirl it. Making sure that I get there are no particles in it. Make sure that I get all the solution off of I see that I still have some dry powder on the bottom of the vial. So swirl it, don't shake it, swirl it. And I see that I don't see any crystals. Don't see any solid. I do see some crystals falling down. Okay, it looks like I got all the crystals. I don't see any particulates, solid matter in there. All the bubbles are floating up. I don't see any solid matter floating down. Okay. So I need to uncap my needle, set it back on the cap, back on the alcohol swab. And then I need to draw up my 8 milliliters. Because I need 8 milliliters of solution, of mixed drug solution. I'm going to draw up my 8 milliliters. Insert the needle back into the stopper, into the vial. Bevel up, 45-degree angle. Halfway in. Turn. Grab it with the C method. Turn the vial. And slowly milk it. Crush. Check for bubbles. Get rid of the bubbles. Got rid of the bubbles. If I still need more fluid, I need to draw 8 mils. Getting last little bubbles out. Checking for bubbles. I don't see any bubbles. I have 8 milliliters of solution. I'm going to invert it. Pull it aside. Set that over here, and then I'm going to take my IV piggyback and inject it into the port. Injecting. Slowly insert it. Remove, and then I need to set the piggyback over to the side. I'm going to recap the needle with a scooping method. And dispose of it in the sharps container. Alright, now I need to get my IV piggyback. Turn it around, non-writing side, and check for any solid material. Discoloration, crystals, but don't see it. I'm going to mix it and make sure, kind of turn it, mix it, turn it, mix it to make sure. What I'm trying to do is see if there's any solid particles floating down or crystals floating down. I don't see any solid particles or any dark matter. I don't see any black material, gray material like a rubber stopper or core. All right, checking. Don't see any crystallization or discolorization. It looks good. Set it down. I'm going to put my label on it and set it out for the pharmacist to inspect.